Hey guys, Chris from Harmony Turbines here, and we're once again back in our data collection tent. You've been here with us maybe 2 or 3 other times as we've gone through the progression of what we're doing here. We promised you that we would show everything from the start to the finish as we go through this, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're not hiding anything other than secret stuff that we have to keep hidden, of course, but to all the other things, we're showing that as we go through. So you're going to see Brian coming in and out of here as he finishes up the final stages of the rewiring that we're doing. But you'll notice we have a 48-volt battery bank, and I don't know that we had our battery bank in any of the other videos. If we did, it might have been like a little tiny blurb that we were just getting ready to do it. But now we have our 48-volt battery bank fully installed. We actually have a 1200-watt inverter down here, and the inverter is powered by, it allows the solid-state relay to control the DC side of the inverter. We do that so that the inverter is not continually sucking power off of the battery bank. But what's really cool here is we've gone down to one Arduino, and this one Arduino is doing the furling, it's doing the RPMs and wind speed monitoring, it's doing voltage and wattage calculations, it's doing everything. And we even have a nifty little display board here to show us our information as we're going through this. So Brian's powering things on, you're hearing some beeping. The cool thing is our load light just came on, so you see the load light actually showing some power being taken off of the system because the battery voltage is a little bit high right now, so that will bleed power off whenever our batteries get too high. We don't want to fill them up too much with renewables here, so you have to kind of keep your batteries in a happy state. What we're trying to show here today is we have removed this guy. This was in our system for years, and it's been the way that we furl and unfurl our turbine because it's a simple AC to DC power supply. But if Brian did his work correctly, and he's shaking his head at me like he should have, basically we will be able to power our furling and unfurling of the turbine off of our battery bank now. So we're one step closer to being fully integrated with exactly what you would have at your home. We would have the whole system for Harmony running off of just a very small, tiny amount of current that we'd need to steal from the battery bank to run the system. But this is quite literally one step closer to that end goal. So I don't know if we want to let Brian sit down and actually test things here. If you want to, we can show on the video the furling and unfurling to see if it's going to work.
So I have to adjust that, but
okay. Then we can try that?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to pause the video. We're just dialing in our little DC power supply coming off the 48-volt battery bank. We want to make sure we're replicating the 36 volts that we had with our power supply here. So we're at 12.81, 13, 14, 15, 21, 22, 27, 31, 32, 35, good enough, 36. All right, so we have now matched our DC power supply to what the AC to DC converter was doing for us.
Get that shield.
And that is pretty much it. So now we can furl and unfurl our unit up top off of our battery bank, and one step closer to being replicating 100% of what would be done. I mean, obviously, this is version 1 of this. So, there's wires everywhere and large components. This will all be, in fact, we will put as much as we can into our charge controller so that all of this is nice and consolidated, very clean, one circuit board to do it all, one PCB, and keep it nice and simple. But right now, during testing, you've got to do stuff like this. You've got to have wires all over the place as you're testing things and, breadboarding your stuff. And then we can show the video on the front as we furl and unfurl. So we hear the wind blowing. Are you trying to furl right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys can see it's actually closing up. And we are fully closed. So we just furled off of our battery bank right now. We may tweak that voltage a little bit. It seemed a little bit slow, so maybe we'll up that to, I believe our servos can take up to 48 volts, right?
Something
so
like
yeah,
that.
we can adjust that up a little bit higher. That'll make it furl faster. But that's pretty much it. We've now got the furling 100% on our battery bank, so quite literally the only thing being, actually nothing is being kept alive. If we unplug this from the PC, we would lose the data gathering capability, but the Arduino can run and does run off of the 48 volt battery bank right now. So this is really cool to see this step in action. All right, guys. Anyway, this is awesome. It's exciting. It's really, really amazing that you can see this unfolding. You can see the progression of the work we're doing every day, every week, every month. We're moving closer and closer and closer to being a one-to-one replication of what would be happening in somebody's home, not with all the wires. Clearly, we're in test mode, prototype mode. But as we refine things, we come down to this type of stuff, nice, clean, neat components. And if you remember, you can even show a shot of a couple months ago what this board was all over the place in this very big menagerie of wires and connectors. So this is what we're aiming for. One complete nice unit that will be controlling everything, taking care of all the furling, unfurling, monitoring of our metrics, and even sending it to a database if we should want to do that. But in the end, making this simple for you, for our end user, is our goal. Making it something that is intelligent, intuitive, and makes sense. And then, of course, gathering as much of the renewable wind in your area as possible. You know, that's what the work we're doing in the wind tunnel helps with. So it's exciting stuff, guys. I hope you're feeling it here. I hope you're understanding where we're coming from, why we're doing all this, why we're working so hard to make this better and better and better, improving each and every week as we go. We're showing it all to you every single day, every single video. So that's what we're going to keep doing. It's what we promised all along we would be doing. Here you go. The proof's in the pudding. Chris and Brian from Harmony Turbines, thank you very much, guys. Take care.
Harmony Turbines. We now have the power to change the world.